Please join me in giving a warm GGC family welcome to Judge Veronica Cope.
Thank you for that amazing introduction. I am Judge Veronica Cope of the Gwinnett County State Court, and it is my privilege and my honor to serve as your keynote speaker today. President Dr. Joseph, Senior Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs and Provost, Dr. George Lowe, faculty, and the rest of the amazing administration at Georgia Gwinnett College, distinguished guests, friends, family members, and graduates, I am grateful for the opportunity to share in this joyous occasion with all of you. Wow, you did it. Georgia Gwinnett College Fall 2021 graduates, you did it. I want you to give yourselves a hand. I know you just did, but you earned it. Give yourselves another hand. And now, I want you to stand up and give your family and friends who have been there to support you along the way a roaring round of applause. You see, yes, you earned it. You earned it. You see, your family and supporters share a piece of that diploma that you're going to get a little bit later today, as I'm sure not many of you have accomplished this amazing major feat alone. I admonish you that you will continue to lean on your family and friends along your careers as you move toward the greatness that is inside each and every one of you. Grizzlies, you are hustle personified. You are perseverance personified. Over the last few years, you have overcome tremendous obstacles and roadblocks along your journey to receive the coveted bachelor's degree. You have persevered and continue to persevere through the worst pandemic anyone alive has ever seen. Every single person in this arena has been affected by the COVID-19 virus in some manner in the last 20 months. From mandatory stay-at-home orders to quarantining, to being diagnosed with COVID, to struggling with whether or not to take the vaccine, to losing loved ones to this horrible virus, as I have. Some of you have had to take classes online, alone, in your homes or dorm rooms, and have missed in-person peer interaction and in-person office hours over the last year and a half, both of which are such critical components in receiving a quality education. While pursuing your education, many of you have overcome housing and food insecurities, not knowing how you would pay for your tuition, and for some of you, not knowing how you would pay for your next meal. You have persevered through not only a global pandemic, but through social and civil unrest and their effects, which have reverberated throughout our nation and right here at home. Like your awesome president, Dr. Joseph, and I, over half of you are first-generation college students. Now, first-generation college graduates. Some of you have worked to put yourself through school. Over a third of you are part-time students who work to care for your children and your families. Some of you came to college immediately after high school, and some of you, like my big sister who graduated just a few weeks ago with her bachelor's degree at the tender age of 53, have been out of high school for decades and are seeking to enhance your careers in both your personal and your professional lives. You are a diverse group in every sense of the word. As many of you know, GGC is the most ethically diverse Southern regional college, whether public or private. But you're also diverse in background and geographic location. You represent countries from around the globe, over the half the US states, and the overwhelming majority of you from right here in Gwinnett County, one of the most diverse counties in the Southeast. You also represent diversity of thought. You have earned bachelor's degrees ranging from biology to history to criminal justice. You're athletes and gamers and full-time moms and dads with full-time jobs. The number one thing that you have in common is that you will now all be Grizzly graduates. I won't be here in front of you too long today, but I came by to encourage you as you continue along your journey of this thing called life. I want to share a story of perseverance and persistence about a little girl that I knew growing up in Tarboro, North Carolina, about the size of this arena. This little girl grew up on the wrong side of the tracks in our little segregated town of about 11,000 people. Her mother a seamstress and her father a truck driver. She was raised from very humble means. She grew up in poverty in the projects of our little town, and as a little girl, she could literally look out on the corner, only yards from her home, and see drug dealers selling crack cocaine on a daily basis. Before she would graduate high school, she saw firsthand the crippling effects of drug addiction in her own home. Although this little girl was a straight-A student in middle school, she became a mother before she was a teenager, a product of her environment. Think about that. Before prom, before Friday night basketball and football games, she became a mother. She continued to attend school and take care of her son with the support of her parents, a few phenomenal teachers, and a few members of the community. She persevered. At an early age, this little girl saw the value of education. She saw that many times the difference in the way people lived their lives was whether or not they had a college education. She later learned that education was the great equalizer for many. Although her father only had a 9th grade education and her mother a high school education, she realized that education might actually be her way out of poverty and to a better life for her and her son. But she knew that her path forward would not be paved with gold. She worked at the local Piggly Wiggly grocery store part-time, all while maintaining a near-perfect GPA, playing sports, and caring for her son, all with the support of her parents. She aspired to go to college, but she knew her parents couldn't afford to send her, so she buckled down in the classroom as a student athlete and graduated from high school, 4th in her class, with full academic and athletic scholarships to over 30 colleges. As a lifelong Tar Heel fan, she accepted a full academic scholarship to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, where she ultimately obtained her Bachelor's of Arts degrees in political science and African American studies. Through hard work, she graduated from UNC Phi Beta Kappa in the top 5% of her class, and then from UNC's law school. She persevered. Ultimately, she graduated from law school and went to work in a large firm in Atlanta, practiced for nearly 20 years, and even served as an NFL agent, one of only 30 female agents of the 800 agents at that time in the country. And today, against all odds, she stands before you as a Gwinnett County State Court judge. If you haven't figured it out by now, that little girl is me. Now, I share this story of perseverance not to boast or brag, but to inspire you and to encourage you to never give up. In the words of the late Jimmy Valvano, never ever give up. I want you to realize the power of perseverance. And I want to remind you that nothing is impossible, no matter where you're from, no matter your pedigree, and no matter what life may throw at you, even if no one's ever done it before. That little girl was only the second person of color to sit on the Gwinnett State Court in its 50-year history. But that didn't stop her from pursuing her dreams. You will face challenges in life, and sometimes life will throw you a curveball. It will knock you down flat on your backs. And when it does, get up, brush yourself off, and keep running. You already have more than enough. You have all the tools right now that you will ever need to be successful. And when you reach your goals, you have the responsibility to reach back and give back to your communities wherever your paths may lead you. I often say, if you want me to do something, just tell me I can't do it. That serves as my motivation. Like many of you, some doubted that I would finish high school, yet alone finish college or law school. You have accomplished what less than 40% of all adults will ever accomplish in their lifetimes by obtaining a bachelor's degree. So hold your heads up high, lift your heads with pride. You have reason to be proud. Whether this is the last tassel you would turn or a precursor to many more, you have persevered through adversity with great sacrifices, fortitude, and determination. You're doing everything some said you couldn't do. Today, we celebrate you. Now, I want to leave you with quotes from a famous doctor of whom some of you are familiar. And I quote, "You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You will come to a place where the streets are not marked. Some windows are lighted, but mostly they're dark. You'll pass the whole game, and soon you'll take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest, except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. You'll move mountains. So, today is your day, Grizzlies. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way." Dr. Seuss, oh, the places you will go. Grizzlies, go forward with resolve and determination. It won't be easy, but never give up on yourself, and never give up on your dreams, and oh, the places you'll go. Again, congratulations. Thank you, Grizzlies.